says that, and they took from them this journey from Sukkot, and they encamped in Etam. What does this mean? Sukkot means trust. It means they had bitachon. As it is when we're during Sukkot, when we're living in the Sukkos, that we have trust that this is the whole point of Chag Sukkot, to have emunah, to have bitachon, that Hashem is doing everything. I may think, wow, look at my house, look at these things, look at all these things that I'm working for. It's all Hashem. It's all an illusion. Hashem is helping me. Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode here, another Parshah here of Live with the Times. Today we are going over Parshah Beshalach. We're here in the first Aliyah. Grateful to be here. Grateful for all of you. My name is Maynard Breslow. And what can I say? This is finally, the redemption is here. All the things of Bereshit, all the things of Avraham Avinu, all the things of Yitzchak, Yaakov, the sons, the 12 sons, and all the hardships that the Jews encountered in Eretz Mitzrayim, in the land of Mitzrayim. This is it. The time has now come. But before it comes, there still has to be more tests, of course, right? And that's today's Aliyah. So we're going to talk about the Aliyah and what it means to us. Before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe, enjoy, and share this. So obviously here, the Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, they left Mitzrayim right after the 10th plague, the plague of the firstborn. And it seems, and it says, Parshah Beshalach Paro et ha'am, that when Paro sent the people, Elohim, the aspect of judgment, did not let the people go by the way B'derech Philistine, the Philistines, which is not the same as the Palestinians. We know this. We've known this for a long time from ancient commentaries that this is not the same. Or although it was near, for God said, the people may have a change of heart when they see war and return to Egypt. And so the people, what do? He says, Vayasev Elohim es ha'am derech hamidbar yam suf. They took them in a roundabout to the wilderness at the Sea of Reeds, the Yam Suf. That Rashi says he took them all the way around, took them on a long way, right? And it says Vachamushim alu bnei Israel me'eretz Mitzrayim. Vachamushim means that they went up armed, they went up ready, they went up with something. What do they go? Chamushim. Let's continue. Right, and so Moshe took up with him the bones of Yosef, which we'll talk more about the bones of Yosef in future editions, namely in Parshas Kitisa, right? And he had made an oath from the children of Israel to say to make sure to take me out of here, carry me out my bones from you when you leave here. And Rebbe Nachman talks about here about the Tzadik, right? About how we should be connected to the Tzadik. About how so many times we think that it's our merit that things are happening, but really it's because we're attached to the Tzadik, or the Tzadik of previous generations, Tzadikim previous generations are doing certain things. And much deeper concepts here that we'll get into later on. Right, then it says, Vayesu misukois, vayanachnu meisam miksei hamidbar. Vayesu misukot, vayanachnu me'etam. That they set out from Sukkot and they camped in Etam. And you hear, right? And Hashem went before them a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. The pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of cloud by night did not depart from them from before the people. And then Hashem said to Moshe, tell the Bnei Israel to go back. And then what happened? Vayamar Paro livnei Israel. That this is that Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem is telling Moshe what the plan is. That you're going to go back, right? You're going to go back, and it's going to look as if to Paro that you're retreating already. And what's going to happen? We're going to stiffen Paro's heart. As we're talking about the stiffening of the heart, wasn't affecting his free will, because his free will was actually to do what he was doing. It was like they were giving him a pain reliever, right? That when a person wants to put their hand on the fire and it backs up, the person either doesn't do it or they go away. It's not that they didn't want to put their hand on the fire. The same person really wants to put their hand on the fire and then they take their hand back. It's just because of the pain, right? So when Hashem is strengthening Paro's heart, all he's really doing is allowing Paro to do what he really wanted to do. And so now it's told the Melech Mitzrayim, to the king of Egypt, to Paro, that the people were gone, that Paro sent spies along with the people, and the people now saying, oh no, they are going way beyond what they said they're going to do. Now they're going to go back and report back to Pharaoh, say, yo, these people have no intention of coming back whatsoever. So Paro says, what is this that we have done? Maza isasinu kishalachnu es Yisrael me'avdeinu. He realized, what have we done? We sent off our slaves. We did away with our entire economy. However, are we going to survive? We made a huge mistake. What is going on over here? They just experienced all of the 10 plagues. And now all of a sudden they want to go back. Right? So then Paro, it says, V'yeso es rivkoi ekrikboi esamoy lakachimoy. He got his chariot together and he took his force with him. And he took 600 men of his picked chariots, his best chosen men, and the rest of the chariots of Egypt with offers in all of them. And Hashem stiffened the neck of Paro, and he gave the chase to Israelites, and the Israelites went Yotzim Beyad Ramah. What is the 600 chariots? Right, these correspond to the 600,000 men who left Mitzrayim. Right, this was to counteract this power. And what was it? This was, if we had seen that all of the Egyptian animals had been killed in the previous plagues, so what animals were these carrying the chariots? And if you say that it was the Jewish, the animals of Bnei Israel, we know that they took them with them, right? That everybody's going to go. So which were these, right? There were a few Egyptians that were God-fearing Egyptians that they saw, hey, yo, this is lost. Like, we are, there's no way we're winning. There's no way we're making out of this. This is obviously God. Like, there is one God, and this obviously God. So they had fear of Hashem, and so they brought their animals inside, and those animals were spared. And so now these were the final animals, the final chariots, the final people left there to fight with Paro, to come in with Paro. And you remember, okay, great, all this is very nice, Maynard. What does this mean to me? Right, we see here that Paro, these were his last chances, his last hope. He had just gotten his butt kicked, but yet he still has another second wind. Right, he has a final effort, a final ditch effort to go and bring down the people. And he's serious. Hey guys, I'm super serious this time. I'm going to win this time. And we see this time and time again with ourselves. Right, that our only evil inclination, that it seems like we've won. We feel so good about a certain thing that's happened, something that we've been working towards for a long time. We see Hashem's been doing a lot of miracles with us. Been doing something with us very special, that we're seeing a reprieve in some that has been bothering us, or seeing super success in something we've been working at. We're seeing that our prayers are coming true. We see that things are happening. And then what happens? Paro comes. That thing that we thought we were done with comes back and rears its ugly head. And how are we supposed to deal with this? How are we supposed to deal with it? Are we supposed to turn around and fight it head on? No. Right, as it says at the beginning, right, that let the people go, but let them go around in a circuitous way, to go the long route. And that they went up armed, and they went with Yosef, and they went with Sukkot, from Sukkot, and they went and kept at Etam. What does all this mean? This is a direct instruction on how we should deal with this paro that comes with us, that comes the evil inclination, that comes with the last-ditch effort once we feel like we've already been successful, once we feel really good about ourselves. Right? We don't turn around and we don't fight them right away. We go around in a long way. Right? It says about the evil inclination that when the wicked one comes, what do? You drag him to the house of study. You say, wait a little bit. What does the evil inclination do to us? All the time. Oh, I want to learn Torah. Yeah, wait, just 5 more minutes. I want to get out of bed and go start doing just 5 more minutes. Doesn't say you're never going to do it again. Just 5 more minutes. Just extending the road a little bit. This is one way to deal with the evil inclination as well. Right? Don't deal with the evil inclination head on because the evil inclination is stronger than us. But we do have tools that we can use. Right? And it says that we went up and we went up armed. What is this? We went up armed. Right? Chassidus tells us that this is actually went up armed means that it was the 50 letters. Right? It says Hamishim. Chamushim. What is a Chamushim? Chamushim could be read as Chamishim. Chamishim is 50. What's 50? It's the 50 letters of the Shema. That they went and they have the Shema. That we go and we take the long route. And when we become faced with challenge, we have the Shema. Say Hashem, Hashemai, Elokeinu, Hashemai Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Listen, O Israel. Hashem is God and Hashem is one. Ein od milvadoi. Everything, everywhere that I'm at right now, that's where I'm supposed to be. Hashem is doing this for me. Hashem is doing this for me. I'm not meant to go back to Mitzrayim. Don't start thinking that this thing that's coming back again is just coming to take me back to Mitzrayim, that I'm done. I'm cooked. This is the last-ditch effort. And it says that Moshe took with him the bones of Yosef, meaning that we also take with us all the teachings of the Tzadikim. We have with us first and foremost the Shema, but he also takes with us the teachings of the Tzadikim. We make sure to attach ourselves to the Tzadikim. We make sure to know that there is such a thing as a Tzadik, that there's such a thing as somebody who is really, really, really bitul. And even though I'm on the path and I may seem far, I'm closer than I think I am. And even though I may be close, I'm still farther than I think I am. But there is such a thing as a tzaddik, and there is such a thing as a coach, and there's somebody there who's going to help me. So to make sure to take this with us as well. But really, it says, Vayisu misukot vayachanu meitam miksei hamidbar. But really, they set out from Sukkot and encamped at the Etam, right, which is teachings of the Izvister, published by his grandson, Rabbi Gershom Lerner. Says that, and they took from them this journey from Sukkot, and they encamped at Etam. What does this mean? Sukkot means trust. It means they had bitachon. As it is when we're during Sukkot, when we're living in the Sukkos. That we have trust, that this is the whole point of Chag Sukkot. To have emunah, to have bitachon, that Hashem is doing everything. I may think, wow, look at my house, look at these things, look at all these things that I'm working for. It's all Hashem. It's all an illusion. Hashem is helping me. And Etam represents tekifut, which is holy chutzpah, which we talked about, which means going forward without stopping to assess the situation. Knowing that for sure I'm here, for sure Hashem has brought me here for a reason. There's this evil inclination, there's this thing coming battling me, there's this thing, it looks like I may even have fallen. May have looked like already, this thing's here already and it already overtook me. That a person has to have holy bitachon and holy chutzpah. That God went with them by pillar of cloud by day, and the pillar of cloud did not depart from them. Nor did the pillar of fire by night. That even when things look great, Hashem's there with you. Even when things don't look good, everything's dark, we don't know what we're doing, Hashem is there with you. That sometimes we find ourselves with great trust and great tikifut, which is called day, which requires that a person delve deeply into the fear of God, into positive fear, knowing that Hashem does everything. Knowing that everything has a rhyme and a reason, even if I don't know it. And other times a man is pronounced in a different state of fear. which is called night, a lower state of fear. We're fearful of other things, God forbid. We don't know how things are going to work out. We don't know what's going on. At this time, it's a time to increase and strengthen our trust in Hashem. To know that for sure the reason why I'm feeling this darkness, I'm feeling this farness, is only because it's for a chance for me to get better, for a chance for me to increase my fear of Hashem. This is the meaning of with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. And this is the explanation of the mission in Pirkei Avos. If there's no wisdom, then there's no fear. And if there's no fear, then there's no wisdom. Wisdom is really tikifut. It's really that holy chutzpah that allows us to go forward without stopping and analyze and say, how is it going to happen? What should I do? What's going to happen? We're going to go. This is it. The time to move. Which we're going to talk about again tomorrow during the splitting of the Red Sea. Yet still, there is no fear of God. He does not understand that in an instant God can take away this wisdom and tikifut. Then his wisdom is worthless, and he fancies that his tikifut can withstand even God. So there's no greater nonsense. Because if his fear is not from inspiration from the Torah, is not a holy inspiration, then it's not a holy fear, it's a fallen fear. It's a dark fear, which means that it's time to get rid of these imaginations and to uplift ourselves. So this Midrash says, the principal tekifut, this principal holy chutzpah, is the Torah, the tekifut of Israel, to go forward, to learn more Torah, to know that for sure Hashem's doing things for me that are beyond my comprehension. And if one's prayer leads him to study Torah, then you can know that his prayer is accepted. That if a person's davening and then they have inspiration to go and learn Torah, or they go and they're learning Torah and they know they're not being blocked, they can know that for sure their prayer is being accepted. Likewise, you can know that if his Torah is a Torah of truth, that it's accompanied by a crying and praying heart. Thus, he needs to join the two together as one. So this is the whole thing. To not be scared when Paro comes. To not be scared when we see that thing that we thought that we were over with comes back and rears its ugly head again. Because this is the last effort. As the saying goes, it's darkest before the light. Meaning that when the other side is losing, so to speak, if there is such a thing as the other side, that all is Hashem. But here in this world, that it appears that there is such a thing. When this rears its ugly head, it's only because it's losing. And this is its last-ditch effort. It's taking the last of what's there. Even the last little bit of holiness that it had, just as Paro took the last of those horses that were left over from the God-fearing Egyptians who were spared. And he goes and takes that, and he goes and takes the last of his chariots, and goes and takes the last of his men. And he goes and does all the different calculations that he can do to try and counter the power of Hashem, if there is such a way. There's a whole drash about how Hashem split the sea with the names of 72 and the name of 216. And that 216 is 72 times 3. And there's all these different calculations, all these things going on. But really we'll keep it simple, that the evil inclination comes back when it's losing. That here in the world we see all this darkness, all this evil. The atrocities of October 7th. And this is the last gasp effort to try and take away the Kedusha. Try and break away people from themselves and from each other and from their connection with Hashem. But what does it really do? It strengthens us. It allows us to go forward. To not go straight forward and try and battle it, but to go around. To bring with us the teachings of Tzadikim. Brings with us Torah. And especially trust. Ketifut. At holy chutzpah. And this way we'll find that we are truly successful. We'll be able to withstand the final test and see the final redemption of the splitting of the Red Sea and the drowning of all of our enemies, which we'll see tomorrow. Spoiler alert. So we should be zoichet to be able to have that trust, that tekifut, that trust in that holy chutzpah, to move forward in the roundabout way with the Shema in our lips. And in this way we're going to see all the best, all the redemption coming true for us and for all of Am Yisrael and for the entire world. L'chaim.